Today, if an American ship comes to an Italian port, this American ship must treat the ballast water before discharging in the Italian seas.
So that's a good thing.
At the end, it's a good thing, but until 2023, Italy didn't sign the treaty. So until 2023, any ship coming from, for example, US or other countries that didn't sign the treaty until now, they can easily and freely discharge the water without any treatment at all.
So do you think, Elisabetta, that there's a speranza, a hope to reverse the situation and save our clams?
Oh, this is another very complex question, because actually scientists tell us that totally removing an invasive alien species from an ecosystem is impossible. So we cannot get rid of the blue crabs in the Northern Adriatic Sea. We cannot get rid of them completely. They will remain forever.
And they have no predator.
They have no. Actually, there are some few natural predators of blue crabs also in our seas. But when I say that the issue is complex, it's because there are several aspects, climate change aspects, and also the ecosystem, the marine ecosystem health aspects that intertwine in this issue. So we have natural predators of blue crabs, but most of the natural predators of blue crabs are decreasing in the Adriatic Sea and in the Mediterranean Sea because of overfishing, because of pollution, because of the degradation of ecosystems. So, for example, in the most impacted area by blue crabs, which is the delta of Po River in the Northern Adriatic Sea, the best predator for blue crabs is Anguilla, let's say the European eel.
But also delicious.
Yeah, also delicious, but on the verge of extinction, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The European eel is on the IUCN red list. It is a smuggled species. It is overfished species, and also its life cycle is under threat because of the many obstacles the eel find on the rivers in Italy and in Europe. The eel cannot move the rivers upward, because most of our rivers the banks are full of concrete, and there are dams. So the eels cannot reproduce themselves, and the numbers are really decreasing. So this means also against the blue crabs, no effective predators, not because we don't have them, but the numbers of predators of blue crabs are very low compared to the quantity of blue crabs booming and under reproduction. So what we can do is we can only try to manage the blue crabs population by doing a series of actions. We can implement an active extraction of blue crabs from the lagoons. This means fishing blue crabs, active fishing blue crabs, and we should grow an economic market for the blue crabs in order to give them an economic value to compensate the loss of the clams market. And so we should promote the eating blue crabs in our dishes. And I think this is also a smart attitude towards the changes in our ecosystems, because we should not keep eating only the fish or only the species that we used to eat. It's true that especially for Italian people, culinary tradition is something really serious. But times are changing, ecosystems are changing, and we need to adapt. So if now we have plenty of blue crabs instead of the European eel or instead of clams, we should start using blue crabs in our traditional recipes and find perhaps new good tastes of our traditional recipes.
I agree. But there's something very special about our clams, and I don't want to see those disappear. I'm very familiar with blue crab, and that's fine. They're kind of a pain to clean and everything, but it's okay. I don't want the clam to disappear. That's all.
But I have a funny story about clams as well. Do you know that the species of clams, the most spread species of clams that our fishermen farms in the coastal lagoons actually are not even native of Italy, but they are Philippines clams. So back in the 80s, to improve the local economy, the Philippine clams have been introduced because they are they are bigger, they are stronger, they can be farmed in an easier way compared to our local native clams. So we have based actually a tradition on an alien species as well, which is the Filipino clams. The taste is not so different from our native species, but it's not anymore the clams from the Adriatic Sea, which I used to eat when I was a child. Today, it's almost disappeared because it's a wild clam. And coming back to your question about the clams farming, the farmers in Goro still keeps trying to grow clams. They can do it with more work from their side. I mean, today growing clams under the threat of blue crabs, it's more labor consuming. So they have to protect the clams with by covering the seaside, the seabed with teli, with maybe more similar to a plastic blanket, which cover the seabed completely and avoid the crabs feeding on clams. But these sheets must be changed, I think, every 2 weeks, because if not changed, can limit the nutrients and the oxygen for the clams. So this means a lot of much more working in the farms, but they still trying to grow clams.
Thank you, Elisabetta, for sharing all this information about the blue crab. I do want to remind our listeners that next week we will be back with Elisabetta talking about all the other amazing projects she's involved in and stuff I knew nothing about. So you definitely want to tune in and hear what she has to say. You've been listening to the Flavor of Italy podcast. Find us at www.flavorofitaly.com and on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and LinkedIn, always as Flavor of Italy.